Hey, good morning. Um, first begin, I want to be thankful for being alive, being protected, and always energized by the Spirit of God. Right, let me see something real quick, man. Um, you, you guys know the story about Job and stuff, right? And basically they say like, well, God will make His people suffer. You know, it's just one of those things. Everybody will have to suffer some time and go through some trials and tribulations, so on. That's very much true. Okay. Um, but always remember this, right? The understanding of God is not the understanding of man. Okay. We are copycat from God. We are copycat from God. And I'll give a very good example. Um, I used to coach soccer. My kids, my daughter, I coach both of them. But my last one, um, she would emulate like when it's time to, because in the beginning, before the kids play, I have to coach them. Okay, they will give me a set of instructions and so on to provide, and I will provide it. And if I want to go further, I could do further stuff too. You know what I'm saying? All right. But anyways, my kid Jada will emulate me and stuff, and say, "Daddy, look at me." You know what I mean? I got some foot tricks too. You know what I mean? Okay, because why? She's emulating me. She see that like, um, I'm the best. To my daughter, I'm the best soccer player ever. Okay, but to her, like, I'm the best soccer player, and if she could copycat me, she'll be the best soccer player also. Okay, so we copycat the gods. Okay, like a kid copycat her dad, so does humans copycat the gods. Okay, I'm saying God because now I realize is this earth that we live on, you know what I mean, in the United States that we live in, we have gods protecting America. Okay, we have gods protecting the world, and then we have gods protecting the universe. All right. Um, you know the story of Little Red Riding Hood. You know what I mean? Little Red Riding Hood. Her mom give her food and tell her to take it to her grandmother. While she walking in the woods, a wolf come up and ask her where she's going, and she's being honest, and she's telling the wolf where she's going. The wolf run to the house, to the grandmother house before she did, because she said like the wolf said like pick some roses or whatever, or some flowers. You know what I mean? So she got distracted. She went to pick the flowers and stuff, and the wolf, before the wolf could eat her, right there and then, gonna run to the grandmother house. You know what I mean? Like when stuff is nursery rhyme, right? Okay, and nursery rhymes generally tend to occupy the mind of a kid and so on, right? Well, throughout the years and so on, the Bible is very true, okay? But some things are like story, like let's rewrite her just for us to understand the ABCs of spirituality. Some stuff is also just to distract us, you know what I mean? Like a magician and so on. If you know all his tricks and stuff, he's not going to be a good magician, right? Okay. Well, that is not of God. Okay, that's not of the supreme being of God. It's like there's other gods and stuff who use trickery. You know what I mean? For the if it favors the person, they call it God. If it doesn't favor the person, they call it demons or evil. Okay. Case in point, um, we use a lot of God techniques on Afghanistan, in Afghanistan and in Pakistan, in Iraq. You know what I mean? Okay, when it favors the Americans, we call it God. When it's in the opposite, right, they call it demons and so on. For a minute, I jump on social media and I say, yo, there gotta be two gods. There gotta be no, not two gods. The same God for good is the same God for evil. So God is good. God and devil is the same person. No, that was like, I don't live that life. You know what I mean? All I know is that my experience is my map. When it comes to God, my experience is my map. If I am lost, I have to I have to go back to my experiences to get me out of trouble. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, right? Um, I have a map. Sorry, we all have a map on us to help us and so on, right? Anytime we get lost. Um, but like when you know the area pretty well, you like let's suppose I'm not lost no more. I'm back in the city and stuff. You know what I mean? You know, I'm back into my comfort zone. You're gonna forget that you have a map on you because why? You know the area so well. Like, remember, mom was talking, right? And she was saying like, we don't know the power of God. You know what I'm saying? You know. Um, and I was saying to her like, well, yeah, you're right because God is like a cell phone, and I mean like for the older folks and so on, right? Like God is like is like a cell phone. All they know, all the older generation know is just the call and camera. But there's so much of the phone that you could have, and I mean, as long as you educated about it, you get the best experience from the phone. Okay, um, and that's very true. Okay, um, when when I was going through my stuff, at times I forgot. I wouldn't say I forget that God is real, and so I would never doubt God is real. But like I didn't know the maximum. I wasn't. I don't have the maximum education about God. I mean, no man will. You know what I'm saying? No person, not even Moses will. And I can't. That's kind of reaching. I don't know Moses' mind and so on, but based on the evidence I have, the same man on this earth today, the very first man. Let's say the very first man is Adam, right? The very first man, okay, the very first Homo sapien, okay, to us Homo sapien sapien in 2020 is the same Homo sapien. You know what I mean? You take that man and teach him how to make graphics and stuff, and he could do it. Okay, and you take this person in 2020 and teach him how to rub sticks together and survive and so on. Once again, he could do it. You know what I mean? Right? Um, there is so much to this universe. If you pay attention to the chemistry periodic table, they will say that's only 10% of all elements, or sorry, all material, of all atoms in the in the um all, atoms in the world. That's just this 10% that we have, because there's more in the universe. It's just that we haven't had the opportunity to venture out. You know what I mean? Basically, no, we haven't even been to Andromeda. Andromeda is the closest galaxy. What, two and a half, 2.5 light years? Two and a half, two and a half, two and a half, 2.5 million light years away. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest galaxy, and we haven't been over there. So, and there's more galaxies and stuff to discover. You know what I mean? Just like there's more planets to discover. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, man, I it came to a point I thought that I was gonna die, and I mean, I went talking to some. Um, I went to a house one time and they fed me chicken foot soup and no chicken foot sauce and stuff, man. And I was talking to a girl from Mount Hope. She went to my comprehensive too. She went to my high school, but to separate when you come from Mount Hope, and especially me coming from Europe, I can't assimilate. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Mount Hope was my rival school and so on. But so I'm looking at her as my rival because she went to my high school. Right? Well, she tapped me on my leg, and I mean to wake me up, like, yo, when you speak in death into existence, it will come true. I wasn't trying to speak into existence. I was just trying to identify, like, yo, um, now my eyes are open up. I know I know I'm gonna die. Okay, and that's another thing too I want to talk about. Okay, um, I watch a video on YouTube talk about symbolism and saying how the third eye is the work of the devil and so on. I mean, if you could keep your third eye closed, keep it closed and so on. And I mean, um, don't be quick to jump to that. And I'm saying, I don't believe in. I'm hoping people, because a lady told me one time she doesn't see me as being religious or spiritual or what. Okay, I hope by now folks will know that I don't. If anything is of the devil, I won't follow it. I don't think anybody in the right mind, well, people do join satanic cults and stuff, and they do it unintentionally and so on. You know what I mean? All right. The guy was talking about symbols. Okay, he said like, be careful if you're using the symbol wrong and so on. Um, you kind of falling victim to the ideologies of the devil. Okay, and quite simply, this is the truth. Okay, if the devil uses you, okay, you represent the devil. At the end of the day, if the devil uses you, you get punished just like the devil. It's like if God is using you, you get the rewards of God. So so let's keep it real. If any of the gods uses you, you get the reward of that god. Okay, so if you do evil, you get the reward of evil, such as they provoke you to kill somebody. You start using you to kill somebody. You gonna go to jail. Okay, that's the reward of killing, right? It's murder, right? You're gonna go to jail. Okay, if they use you and you design some kind of Superman spaceship, supercar, and super lights and stuff, you know what I mean? You get the reward of that, right? Talk about, shouldn't I get a reward for coming up with, look how much stuff I did with car lights? You know what I mean? Shouldn't I get some kind of reward and stuff, man? I have people would say to me like, the club department of the car and stuff, when they open it up, it look like it's numbers and so on, like a hologram of codes to um. I mean, look at all the creativity I did, and typically I would say it's me. All creativity. Everybody say it all the time. Even Muslims, even people from other religions and stuff. All creativity goes to the great one Allah or the great Jesus Christ. And I mean, all creativity goes to the gods because we are just pawns, man. And I mean, right. Well, anyways, man. Um, I want to talk about the two diary quick, man. Um, there's a story with Peter, man. Okay, Peter had a vision from God. Okay, and God was saying to him, basically, go ahead and eat the swine. And Peter said, no, 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 I can't eat swine, man. It's against Hebrew tradition and stuff. Through Mosaic history, we don't eat pork. Pork is the devil, is a swine, and it's cursed. And he said, hey, if the earth is me if the earth is me and the fullness thereof is me, why would I give you cursed food to eat? Always remember that. Okay, because I have, because growing up in the Caribbean, Rastafarian kind of influence how you think and so on. Because I didn't want to eat pork with my wife. And I mean, she would cook it and stuff, and I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna eat it and stuff, man. And I mean, but a time when she cook it. I wouldn't make my wife stay in the kitchen for like 3 hours and not eat her food. And I'm saying, so at time I will take into consideration how I will eat it and so on. Right? Like me coming from the Caribbean had some influence through the Rastafarian, had some influence through the through my Muslim brothers and stuff. And I mean, at time I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay away from pork. But if I eat pork, I'm not gonna be cursed. I'm not gonna go to hell. Because as Christians we have the proper etiquette and education of pork. And I mean, right? If God if God is the earth and the fullness thereof, if God is the earth and the fullness thereof, He's not going to give us cursed food to eat and tell us to eat and curse us. He won't do that. Okay? Right. Um, my professor Muhammad told me one time, that sounds kind of deceitful that Christ will call himself the Son of God when we are all children of God. Well, understanding this now, there is multiple gods. We live, even on earth, there's multiple gods. Okay? But Christ, because he said it right, because every god out here use trickery. Every god out here use trickery. And I'll be honest with you, right? There's one ultimate God. One ultimate God. Okay? Because remember, like, there's gods for United States, there's gods for Trinidad and Tobago, there's gods for Iraq, Iran, and then there's a god of the earth, and there's a god of the galaxy, and there's a god of the what comes after galaxy, man. You know what I mean? Universe. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's multiple galaxies and stuff, such as Andromeda now. Okay, there's multiple galaxies, so there's gods of that, and there's of course now there's God of the universe. Okay, I think the ultimate God is the God of the universe. Okay, but no man cometh to my Father but me. I am the way, the truth, and life. Okay, I used to say light, you know what I mean? But he's also the light. Okay, I am the way, the truth, and life. No man cometh to the Father but through me. So we were given the education, you know what I mean? And our next thing too about this earth, right? When you go to a hotel room, I'm using it over again, the hotel room, you want the best of the hotel room or your phone. Okay, the only reason the only way to get the best fulfillment of a hotel room or a phone or even a television is the proper education. If you're educated about everything about your phone, you spending $1,000 on this phone is no problem because you know everything about this phone. Or my car, like I'm afraid to get a new car, okay? Because my Ford Edge and my Buick, I know everything about that. I could change every part of my cars because I'm fully educated on it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to take my car to a mechanic shop and so on. So I could get the best use of my car. Okay, if somebody come and make a check engine light come on, I know if it's somebody's doing that to me and provoking me, and I know if it's um uh manufacture error. I shouldn't call it manufacture error. I could over time wear and tear error. You know what I mean? Because I know my cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the best out of my cars. Well, earth is the same thing too. Okay? When you are fully educated on this earth, you could get the best. You could get down to the very last drop of that pulp. It's sucking that orange, you know what I mean? Like some people will take and throw it away. Man, the orange still have a lot of juice in it, man. Suck out all the, you know what I mean? Because when you die, that's what you want to do. You want to say, man, I went to every continent. I went to every river. I ate every food. You know what I mean? This picture like you die now and you in heaven and people who never been to creatures or entities that never been to Earth will ask you, hey, did you climb the Himalayas? Did you climb Kilimanjaro? Did you went swimming in the Atlantic Ocean? Did you went swimming in the Adirondack Lake? Did you go swimming in the Erie Lake? Did you go swimming in the the holy waters of Trinidad and Tobago? You know what I mean? Did you go swimming in Venezuela? You know what I mean? People like, no, I didn't go to Trinidad because I heard it was cursed. You know what I mean? I didn't go to this place because I heard it was cursed. You know what I mean? Then it sounds stupid now, right? Because like the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Okay? If you fearful for parts of this earth, you need to question your God. If you fearful to eat certain food, you gotta question your God. Okay? If you're afraid to open up your third eye, you gotta question your God. Because I'll tell you something, right? Your third eye is your spirituality. That's how you're gonna stay protected. You know what I mean? And it's really powerful, okay? And that's a scary thing too, right? But it's the education of it now, just like a firearm. Okay, I'm not trying to scare people. Just like a firearm. Okay, if you are uneducated about a firearm could be dangerous. Okay, your kids could get killed. Your kids could take the firearm and shoot somebody else in your house and so on, and you could get you could be held responsible and even go to jail for neglect. You know, it could be some kind of so some kind of DSS, Department of Social Services, will come and be like, okay, you are a bad parent and so on. They will try all kind of angles to come at you, you know what I mean, because you was not educated on the proper etiquettes of a firearm, okay? And firearm is not scary. Shazad Khan could testify to that. Owning a firearm is not scary. You just have to have the proper education about it, you know what I mean? Well, such is a third eye. If you're uneducated about it and so on, it'll be scary. You know what I mean? Such as symbolism. When people say like, you know, like if I see a star with a five-pointed star or something like that, that's the satanic cult and so on. Yeah, that could be a satanic cult too. You know what I mean? But it's all in the matter of how you using it and so on. Okay, I'm nowhere. I'm not even the I'm a strong hardcore Christian. I don't believe in Satan. Okay, like I was instructed also to resent in my confirmation. They said like you are directed to resent any works of the devil. Okay, I'll tell you something, right? You ever heard the word city group? Okay, city. Is city group the word? It says city there. Does it mean it's a city? You know what I mean? You see how like how words could kind of switch around and so on. Like so, like if somebody say like, "Yo, I work for City Group, man." Oh, you work in a city, huh? No, I just work for that's the name of the group. You know what I'm saying? So you see how stuff could get switched around and so on, right? Okay. If that's a bad example, man, let me see if I could get something else, man. I was just thinking of one. You know what I mean? You know what? I just don't. I can't dwell on it and so on. But like anybody could switch things around, and anything could be used as long as trickery is involved. You know what I mean? Okay. We gotta be careful. We fallen victims to trickery. You know what I'm saying? And how you beat trickery is being educated about the tricks. You know what I'm saying? All right. And sometimes too, like stuff do exist, and I mean, like, hey, we trying to communicate with you to tell you to stay away from these people because they're troublesome. So we can't use words and stuff. We you know they sometimes they use symbols and stuff, and they're like, I was trying to wake you up, man. I was trying to wake you up. At that point too, you gotta pay attention, but you shouldn't be afraid. Like everybody out here is protected, okay? And the minute that you living in fear, you are losing out on the gifts of this earth. You know what I mean? And they love that too. Okay, your enemy will love that. Your enemy will love to put fear in you. You know what I mean? Because that's how they control you, was through fear. You know what I mean? So once again, the proper education among the proper education on this earth makes you enjoy the earth much properly. You know what I mean? And anytime you questioning stuff, it was always good. Okay, it's always good to question stuff. But if you questioning and is removing, is making you fearful, that is not of God. That should never be of your God. Okay, your God will never make you walk around in fear. Okay, your God wants you to maximize your opportunity on earth, maximize your opportunity with your family, maximize. I mean, and I use the word right, maximize. And I mean, you want to minimize on the drama, and on the maximum on the fun, without dying. Okay, so you want the max. I think right? Max. You want the maximum and the minimum of drama. So that portion right there is the maximum you could get. You know what I mean? I'm seeing it right? You want to minimize on drama and maximize on on happiness. You know what I mean? Yep. Okay. Well, you want to maximize on your happiness at all times. Okay, and that's how you know you're doing a good job. That's how you know you're being blessed, and that's how you're gonna enjoy life. And hey, they came at me wrong. They really did came at me wrong and stuff, man. The divorce is not finalized and stuff. I just don't know how they got my wife. You know what I mean? You know, cause I'm watching stuff from Greek history and stuff. How this god Cupid, you know what I mean, could make you fall in love and at the same time have the arrow to do evil stuff. That's fictional stuff, okay? But it has some truth into it. You know what I mean? Because gods could do that. A god can manipulate, and for instance, right? I fall under the umbrella of Christianity, okay? So we go to heaven through Christ, okay? Right? Or you can look at Christ as a God, okay? But basically, to get to the ultimate God now, we gotta go through Christ, okay? As you said, like no man coming to the Father, because he know like if you saying Father is you have a father in you saying that like somebody much powerful than you, right? Okay. Well, anyways, so Christ is acknowledging that there's somebody more powerful than him, right? But we also taught though, like in part of the Holy Trinity. Okay, he's part of the Holy Trinity too. So if you say Christ is God, you're not gonna be wrong. Okay. Um. Uh, they came at me wrong. They came at me wrong. They send boy. They use they use CIA tactics on me, man. And that's what the people don't understand. It's like, well, CIA is man. No, man. CIA, they uses God too. You know what I mean? And they have devices also to act like gods, but they use gods directly. And there's me now talking to you guys now. I'm talking in Solomon words, and this will go over you guys' head. I'm saying it over again, so I want this to register. Okay, I'm not gonna get killed for this. Okay, I was given the gift to actually talk about it because that's that's the gift I'm given. Okay, when people say CIA is, and they just saying CIA just to kind of cover up conspiracy. It's not no conspiracy. Okay, CIA have toys to do devil stuff. Sorry, they have toys to do God stuff, but they also have direct line, a direct line of usage of extraterrestrial, which we know as God or gods. That's what they do.